Do you know what happens when you spend time outside every single day, no matter the weather or life events, and you do it in Alaska? That's what I'm working to find out. I'm Amy Bouchatz, and this is my weekly outdoor diary where I tell you what I've been seeing and learning through my own daily outdoor habit tackling the Humans Outside 365 challenge. Sometimes it's awesome. Sometimes it's hilarious and full of fails. But it's always my real life. Let's go. It was more than 2,500 days ago that I first wondered what would happen if I went outside every single day for just one summer. We had been living in Alaska for about a year, and I just wasn't experiencing my new home the way I had anticipated because I was constantly waiting for perfect conditions. I was worried that if I didn't somehow make myself enjoy going outside, I would regret moving here. I didn't want to have that regret. I didn't want to feel like I moved here for no reason. And so I decided to start a little challenge for myself, just going outside for the 99 days between Memorial Day and Labor Day. I thought while I was at it, I might as well start going to some new-to-me places around town, take my small children with me to a few new-to-us parks or a picnic here and there. There was plenty of rain that summer and plenty of adventures in soggy rain jackets. But there was also the realization that I could make myself go outside even when the weather wasn't perfect, that I would, without fail, have a memorable and good experience regardless of the weather, and that I would never regret going outside. When the end of my summer experiment rolled around, I simply wasn't done going outside. So I decided to start my challenge for one consecutive year. Going outside every day in the summertime is one thing, but going outside every day, even in the winter, when sub-zero temperatures freeze your face or the wind blows so hard that gravel hits you in the head, what about those days? Obviously, I made it more than a year. In fact, I'm at more than 7 years and still going strong. When I set out to try that experiment, I believed it would give me many new adventures. I trusted that it would lead me to new places, that I would meet new people. I knew there was plenty of data showing it would make me happier and healthier, and that it would probably make my relationships better because of all that concentrated time. But one of the best things it's done for me is something I did not anticipate. It has made me a more courageous person who is comfortable with being uncomfortable and living in unknowns. Generally speaking, I like things that are predictable. Honestly, that phrase doesn't do justice for how I feel about the situation. Here are a few examples. I tend to eat the same thing for breakfast every day. I buy the same types of t-shirts in multiple different colors because I know I like the style. I go on this same run route over and over again, in part because the predictability is comforting. There is nothing wrong with predictable. But what is not predictable ever is what you find outside. Outside, you can put yourself in positions that are as predictable as possible, and you can find comfort in the predictable patterns of the seasons. But other than that, outside is endlessly unpredictable in small ways. And it gives endless opportunities to experience the unpredictable in big ways, if only you're brave enough to chase them. I recently found myself in the middle of such an adventure, confronted with just how much heading outside daily has changed who I am and what interests me. My friends and I ran to the town of Sutton. We went 6 miles down an established trail, and then 6 more miles picking along a trail that used to exist, running along the riverbed, crossing the river a few times, bushwhacking for at least a solid hour, climbing up and down riverbanks, finding an incredible number of moose bones, and generally just having a wild, unpredictable time. It was as I was running over tricky river rocks into a headwind during one of the most challenging sections that I zoomed out a little and saw where I was in the context of where I came from. And I realized that while 2024 Amy was having a really fun time on this adventure, 2016 Amy would never. She would never have been out there running through a river canyon. She would never have found the molar of a moose to carry home because she never would have come across moose bones. She never would have agreed to such a trip because of all the details were impossible to know ahead of time. And she would have missed out on all the challenges, triumphs, and laughs that made it memorable, awe-inspiring, and life-fueling. 2016 Amy would never, but 2024 Amy is so very glad that she did. I am grateful for the gift of knowing how to say yes to adventures, even ones that are unpredictable and scary, even ones that mean one thing must pause in my life or end as another begins. I'm coming to the end of some journeys in my life, and while endings feel like loss, they're super necessary to opening the way for new things. I'm going to have some changes coming here on Humans Outside Podcast to allow me to make more room for other stuff in my life. I'll tell you about that soon, but the truth is I just don't have the bandwidth to do everything anymore, even as much as I really truly enjoy creating these diary episodes for you and bringing you new interviews and interesting outdoor people. But even as those changes come, you can still catch photos of all of my outdoor time on Facebook and Instagram, including a picture of me on that running adventure. I found the entire spinal column of a giant moose and got to hold it up for you to see. And I want to see your photos too, still, always, and forever. Tag them with #HumansOutside365. And until next time, we'll see you out there.